guests, our friends and partners in the house, thank you very much for joining us at the University of Mpumalanga. And thank you indeed for those, and there's many I understand, whose first time it is to this extraordinary university. Now you see what you have missed, and now you will not miss it again, because you will come again. We're really pleased to have everyone here. My name is Aldous Strubel. I'm the Deputy Vice-Chancellor responsible for research, innovation, and internationalization. And it's really my great pleasure to facilitate this morning session of this second day of the 19th Africa Young Graduates and Scholars Conference. It's the first day of the formal conference. Yesterday was pre-conference training. Our feedback has been extremely positive, and the focus on policy-engaged research and open science of yesterday is really one of those critical aspects and dimensions that is important in the career pathway of early career researchers. And as our Vice-Chancellor certainly will mention, it is an important component of the holistic development, training, and education that this university certainly provides. In that context, we are also very pleased, colleagues, about the participation of our own staff and academic in this program. And again, as will be mentioned, specifically UMP's Academic Talent and Stewardship Program Fellows, who really uses this opportunity not only for their own capacity, but to engage and to network and to learn from that. Colleagues, thank you also very much for our partnership through the HSRC, the Africa Institute of South Africa, the National Research Foundation, the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation. Importantly, the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research, PASGAR, and also a number of private sector partners. Our program is full today and half day tomorrow, carefully curated, colleagues, to address the variable, growing but nuanced challenges that early career researchers experience, certainly the supportive environment that is required of that, and we'll speak very specifically about new and innovative partnerships in a completely Africa perspective, an inclusive perspective of how that support will be required. We look forward to welcome you to the gala dinner tonight at 18:30, also on this campus. In more detail of that will follow later. But colleagues, thank you again for being here. Thank you in advance for your participation, for your active engagement, and certainly highly thank you again for our partnership. Colleagues, so this person that will speak next needs no introduction, even without the formality of introduction. Professor Toko Maikisu, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Mpumalanga, is well known. I want to highlight the fact that the drive and leadership of this university, yes, as any Vice-Chancellor should do, has really been underpinned by that focus of human development, human advancement, a strong focus on quality and excellence in our academic project. And we see this after a very short 11 years of existence of this new university. We are delighted by your presence, Professor Maikiso, and we welcome you warmly to address us. Thank you.
Sanibonani. Sanibonani. Dumelang. Awusheni. Loshani. Loshani. Dimasheroni. Molweni. Good morning. Goeiemorgen. Namaste. Distinguished guests and colleagues. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all this morning to the 19th Africa Young Graduates and Scholars Conference with the theme Enabling Africa's Inclusive and Sustainable Development, Challenges and Opportunities. On behalf of the University of Mpumalanga, I would like to express our appreciation for the opportunity to co-host this conference. It is indeed an honor for UMP as a new university to host this auspicious event. In this regard, I would like to acknowledge the contribution of Professor Aldo Strubel and his colleagues in the preparation for this conference. We value such experiences as part of our pioneering journey, Luhambo, Lwemhlahlandlela. A special word of welcome to all our distinguished guests, and in particular, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the following: Dr. Sabelo Gumeze from the HSRC, Ms. Mambei Chaba from DSTI, Dr. Bulelo Ngango from the NRF, Dr. Pauline Nginwa from the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research, Professor Charles Hongoro, who's joining from the HSRC, and Professor Tolula Oni, who will be joining online, who is the founder and CEO of Urban Better. Colleagues, you are all welcome. To those of you coming from outside the borders of South Africa, as we have been told that we have 15 countries represented at this conference, welcome to South Africa. And to those of you coming from outside the province of Mpumalanga, welcome to Mpumalanga, the place of the rising sun. The rays of the sun are a powerful symbol for the university, representing life, warmth, and energy. The warmth is not only of the province, as you will get to know, but also of the people generally. As the University of Mpumalanga, we love our location and would not want to exchange it for anything. The hosting of the conference could not have come at a better time for the university. This conference follows our 10th year anniversary celebrations under the theme, Decade of Excellence and Creating Opportunities. As a new university, we have a number of synergies with associations that focus on emerging scholars. There is therefore a clear alignment between the conference theme and the strategic direction of the university. Our vision as the UMP is to be an African university leading in creating opportunities for sustainable development through innovation. In our vision, we emphasize and embrace our African identity, our Africanness. At the same time, we focus on innovation, which then indicates the importance of research, as you cannot innovate without conducting research. And our mission is to offer high-quality educational and training opportunities that foster the holistic development of. Can you still hear me? and engagement in collaboration with strategic partners. We are guided in our ventures by the following values: excellence, integrity, diversity, collaboration, adaptability, relevance, and inspiration. All our values find expression at this conference today. At a strategic level and in line with UMP's Vision 2030, our goal is to make a pioneering, critical, and constructive contribution through the production and dissemination of knowledge. We have identified capacity building as one of our strategic goals as the institution. We understand the value in investing in the next generation of researchers and academics. I'm therefore pleased that we have our Academic Talent Stewardship Fellows with us today. We are committed to using the university's knowledge assets to actively and creatively promote a vibrant economic, social, and political democracy in which all sections of society, particularly the poor, can find a meaningful place in society. We strongly believe that knowledge and skills are key assets to enable effective advancement and deepening of the quality and scope of democratic life in the world. You are therefore wished deliberations that are fruitful and enriching. My wish is that you will bring your collective insights to bear on issues of profound significance for our continent and for generations yet to come. Please take time to get to know our scenic province and its breathtaking surroundings, such as the three Rondavels, Sudwala Caves, Pilgrim's Rest, Blythe River Canyon, Kruger National Park, the list goes on. Thank you.
Professor Maikiso, thank you indeed for the very kind and insightful words of inspiration that really frames our discussions actually since yesterday. Professor Maikiso has highlighted the fact that this university has a whole of organization approach in terms of its inclusivity, its innovation, its research, and especially in terms of its human and capacity development. And that has been a steadfast goal and vision of the institution going forward. And certainly we strengthen those endeavors through our strategic partnerships and various collaborations, and many of those are in this room. Maybe in future when you'll come back to the university, the Kruger National Park will be a satellite campus of the university. We are very close, as you might know, and we certainly also, and I want to emphasize Toko's words, invite you to explore the surroundings, because it is not a university in isolation. It is a university very much engaged with and aware of its community, its environment, its province. Thank you very much again, Professor Maikiso. Colleagues, we celebrate our partnership not only through this conference, but in a broader sense with the Human Sciences Research Council of South Africa. And we really salute the leadership and innovation and initiative that Dr. Sabelo Gumetse has taken. He is the executive head of the Africa Institute of South Africa, based at and part of the Human Sciences Research Council. I want to, from the outset also, Dr. Gumetse, thank your team sincerely for the extreme professionalism, insight, and intellectual direction of this program as we have this and put it forward today. You are very welcome to address us now. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. Vice Chancellor of the University of Mpumalanga, Professor Mayegiso, Deputy Vice Chancellor of the University of Mpumalanga, Professor Strubel, Senior Research Director from the HSRC, Professor Charles Hongoro, keynote speaker, Professor Oni, who will be joining us online, Chief Director from the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, Ms. Chaba, Acting Executive Director of the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research, Dr. Ngimwa, Senior Manager from the National Research Foundation, Dr. Nkango, esteemed professors, facilitators, and speakers, young graduates and scholars present today, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor to introduce to you the 19th AYGS conference hosted by the University of Mpumalanga. The AYGS, ladies and gentlemen, was initiated by AYSA to serve as a vital platform for young scholars and graduates, policymakers and practitioners to collaborate and exchange research-based insights on Africa's development challenges. For those of you who may not be aware, AYSA was founded in 1956, before most of us were born, and it was incorporated into the HSRC in 2014, before our youth attendees possibly graduated. The 19th AYGS conference focuses on Africa's inclusive growth and sustainable development. This conference, ladies and gentlemen, will not only unpack the challenges faced by the African continent, but will also provide opportunities that could be leveraged in addressing these challenges. Through the AYGS conference, AYSA will be producing knowledge, providing education, as well as training, and also promoting awareness about Africa's development within the continent. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us be reminded that a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and development is one of the 7 cardinal aspirations of Agenda 2063. Under this year's theme, the AYGS conference is going to be addressing issues related to peace and security, governance, sustainable agriculture and food systems, climate change, action and just transition, as well as artificial intelligence. As the HSRC in general and AYSA in particular, we are very proud to be partnering with the University of Mpumalanga. We are also proud to be partnering with the Department of Science and Innovation, the National Research Foundation, the Future Earth Africa Hub Leadership Center, and the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research in organizing this important event. This important event is here in the city of Mbombela, the ultimate destination. And I think Professor Mayekiso has given us just an idea of what this province has to offer to us. The AYGS remains ISA's flagship and will continue to do so in enabling young graduates and scholars to provide solutions to African problems through research. This complements ISA's mandate in undertaking basic and applied policy-relevant research that focuses on development challenges and opportunities facing our mother Africa. ISA will continue to provide leadership and harness African agency in the drive for the transformation of African societies into dynamic, peaceful, and prosperous spaces. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, ISA will continue to lead from the Agenda 2063, which is our blueprint that guides our work. Agenda 2063 prioritizes an engaged and empowered youth. It is for this reason, therefore, that we see young graduates and scholars among us to come together, discuss African challenges, and provide solutions to those challenges. So we do look up to our youth for practical solutions to Africa's plethora of challenges. It is for this reason, therefore, that we extend our gratitude to our young graduates and scholars who are present today, who responded to the call for abstracts and had to develop papers that will be presented in the next 2 days. Let me also say, ladies and gentlemen, a total of 32 abstracts were received out of 444 abstracts that were sent our way. Let me also say that as iron sharpens iron, the intellectual engagements that will take place in this conference are actually meant to improve our thinking as well as attitudes about the African continent. Fellow colleagues, as I head towards my conclusion, please do allow me to thank those who made it possible for us to be in this great University of Mpumalanga. We also want to thank the choir that has graced this occasion and serenaded us and made us to have goosebumps as we listened and enjoyed their music. Special thanks to the University of Mpumalanga, Professor Mayekiso. We are now family. Thanks to Professor Strubel and Dr. Ntite, with whom we started this journey at the HSRC some few months ago. We also want to acknowledge the support from the National Research Council. We appreciate the presence of the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation for their support. We also want to thank the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research. And we also want to thank the Future Earth Africa Hub Leadership Center. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to extend our heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee as well as the scientific committees led by our very own Dr. Manaka. To all the HSRC staff and the UMP colleagues, we thank you for all your efforts in making this event a success. Let me also thank the university for the gala dinner that we have been invited to. I saw that we are supposed to wear black tie And I do hope that colleagues have got their black ties, and we will definitely look forward to it in the evening. To our facilitators and our session chairs, who will be controlling our presenters' intellectual airtime, thank you. I do wish you all success in this conference, and thank you for your attention.
Dr. Sabelo Gumetse, Executive Head of the Africa Institute, South Africa at the HSRC. Sabelo, thank you very much. Thank you also for your leadership. We have seen the growth and advancement of this really critical organization, group, driver in South Africa, truly in Africa. And we're very pleased about that role, but also vision and engagement that you bring through other partnerships, also representing the HSRC at large. We are impressed, colleagues, by the large number of abstracts. Only a fewer number can be accepted, but I think it proves the high demand for intellectual engagement of early career researchers, younger graduates, and not only to discuss their fields or discipline, but to have broader discussions in terms of development and positioning. I cannot resist to end to say, when you spoke about the ultimate destination, you were speaking about UMP, right? Yeah, not the province. But I really like the term that you've coined. Sabelo, thank you very much again. Colleagues, this extraordinary conference is hosted with support and drive and leadership of a range of partners, very prominent partners, not only in South Africa, but as really have a strong footprint in terms of their leadership, influence and impact on the continent. I will introduce all three at once, and please ask each one then in turn to come to the front to deliver their messages of support. I'm really very pleased, not that I'm not pleased about the other two speakers in the panel, but I'm really very pleased about the presence and engagement at the University of Mpumalanga of Ms. Mompei Chaba. She's the Chief Director, Multilateral and Africa Engagements at the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation. A long-standing colleague and now a new presence, driver, also with other aspects at University of Mpumalanga. Mompei, we're really very pleased about your presence. I'm also pleased about my previous colleague at the NRF, from the NRF, Dr. Mbulelo Nkango is the Senior Manager for Next Generation and Emerging Researchers. Mbulelo, really great to see you here again. And of course, our extraordinary partner and leader in this endeavor, Dr. Pauline Ngimwa. She is the Acting Executive Director of PASCAR. Colleagues, you are very welcome, and we look forward to your messages of support. Mompei?
Thank you very much, Program Director, Professor Aldo Struber, DVC of Research, Innovation and Internationalization at the University of Mpumalanga. Let me also greet you, Professor Mayekiso, on welcoming us into your beautiful university. I'm sure Professor Struber has told you that there is more to come. I am also ticking the boxes that entertainment for the G20 that will be hosted here, done from the choir that presented this morning. Let me also thank the partners that are here with us this morning, HSRC, represented by Dr. Sabelo Gumetse and Professor Charles Hongoro. Thank you so much for your partnership and support. The leadership of the NRF, Dr. Mbulelo Nkango. Thank you so much for continuing to walk this journey with us. I'd also like to extend a gratitude to Dr. Pauline Ngimwa, representing PASGR this morning, and everybody else that is here. I apologize for my leadership that is not able to join us this morning. There is a lot happening in the country, in the STI space. They would have loved to be here. But I stand representing them this morning. So I'd like to take on a slightly different slant, Aldo. Instead of just sharing a message of support, I'd like to challenge the scholars and graduates that are here this morning. Can I just see, by raising your hands, how many of you would like to be employed in South Africa? I thought so. Well, let me tell you something I think you know already. The official unemployment rate in South Africa is 33%. If we count discouraged workers, those that have given up looking for jobs, the expanded unemployment rate is 42%. For young people aged between the ages of 15 and 24, the unemployment rate is 60%. This makes up about 11.2 million South Africans. The youth unemployment crisis is not unique to South Africa. The International Labour Organization report warns of an African youth quake, which speaks to unemployment in the continent. By 2050, 1 in every 3 young people on earth will be of an African origin. That's an advantage. 1 in 3 of all employed people in the world will be from this continent. Africa's young people will be key players in the direction of future global consumption, culture, and even stability. The question is, how do we collectively ensure that graduates from African institutions of higher learning are adequately equipped to create jobs, and not just to be job seekers in the future? There are many theories on the root causes of unemployment in Africa. Some of these theories include issues related to economic and social policies, the quality of education, the mismatch between skills produced by universities and skills required by the private sector investments, geopolitics, corruption, leadership, etc. Why not make this challenge your problem? We need solutions from young minds that can use their adaptive nature in bringing in AI, looking at issues of urban planning, of poverty, of climate change, energy, so that we address the various challenges that are faced by the continent. And this is why, as the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, we continue for 19 years investing in the AYGS. It's because we are looking for solutions from you. I happened to be sitting yesterday, I sneaked in the pre-conference workshop, and I listened to young people talking about how to craft policy briefs that can be useful for government. And just a few pointers to add to what was discussed yesterday. That policy briefs really need to address the urgent challenges that our governments face. If you want policymakers to pay attention to your policy brief, talk about the urgent emerging current crisis that the country and the continent faces. But also ensure that you provide some solutions that are practical, that are feasible, that are doable within the time frame of the political leaders in power. You should also try to cost your solutions and bring in stakeholders that can support the implementation of those solutions. And as said yesterday, be concise and not self-serving in your proposals. I also would like to suggest that as part of the 20-year anniversary of the AYGS conference, that perhaps we should look at a more vibrant and directed manner in which these young scholars and graduates can engage with our governments. And we'd like to be a partner in that as the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, so that we can facilitate a really to the point directed engagement that will ensure that the leadership of the department takes solutions from this talented group of young people. And with that, I'd like to thank you.
And good morning, colleagues. And thank you, Program Director, Dr. Professor Aldo Strobel. And let me not be mundane by, following protocol, but rather quickly just say all protocol observed. For generally, it is accepted that emerging researchers, it's a cohort of people that include postdoctoral fellows, early career researchers, and also it includes knowledge workers that are without PhD. And improving the emerging researcher intervention holistic support is critical for ensuring the success and the well-being of those individuals. And for the NRF, there are quite a number of strategies that the NRF is engaged in making sure that we holistically support these cohorts of people. One of the first one that is quite critical is the establishment of a mentorship program, because we acknowledge that they need to be mentored. Some of them can also give back by mentoring other young people. For the NRF, we do this working closely with the University of South Africa, a program run by Professor Stephanie Burton, TUSO Connect, where we connect young people to be mentored by established researchers. For the NRF also, what is quite critical is to offer workshops and training opportunities, and these will be focused largely on defining research methodologies, issues of time management, and also how they can structure their research going forward. And some of the things that we do as the NRF is to create a supportive community for the emerging researchers. And for the NRF, there's a very exciting platform that we have created, and that is the NRF Next Generation and Emerging Researcher Symposium, where there are study groups, peer support networks that we offer to these cohorts of people. But also what is quite interesting is to understand the academic journey that these cohorts will be embarked on. So for the NRF, it is important that we do regular check-ins, and also we have the onboarding sessions to ensure that their progress is not hampered. Whatever challenges they will identify or they will come across as they embark on these journeys are addressed. But most importantly is the issue of tailored support that we offer to emerging researchers. And for the NRF, there are quite a number of individualized programs that are geared to supporting emerging researchers. And some of them, for instance, is Tutuka, our partnership with First Rand Foundation, a program called YAP, and a very exciting one. It's the one where we have partnered with SASOL. This is an industry-based partnership where we're not only just looking at having emerging researchers doing purely academic work, but we're now saying, what are the challenges that the industries are faced with, and can your research be geared towards developing those? But for us as the NRF, it is also, we are alive to the reality that emerging researchers at some stage, they will become established researchers. And we are then saying, what will be those critical indicators and success factors that will ensure that they become established researchers? And one of the key things that the NRF has, it's the rating system. So we also want to ensure that all our emerging researchers are rated so that ultimately they can become established researchers. One of the things that we also do is to allow mobility, the Global Knowledge Partnership. And our mobility in this case, what we tend to see a lot of scholars in the African continent going outside the African continent. But rather, as the NRF, we want to encourage mobility that happens within the African continent. As I close, Aldo, the young graduates and scholars in Africa are critical in driving the continent's inclusive and sustainable development. And by identifying and addressing challenges, exploring opportunities, and engaging in research innovation, people that are in the room, together with those that could not join us today, can significantly contribute in shaping a much more equitable future for all of us. The NRF will continue to support the African Young Graduate and Scholar Program through many of our funding instruments, as I've indicated. And finally, we wish you a very productive and an engaging 2 days. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Mover, Professor Strobel, for the opportunity to give our message of support. All protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. In keeping with the tradition that has already been set by our senior and host, Prof. Mayekiso, habari ya asubuhi. Habari ya asubuhi. We are truly Pan-African, and it's something to be proud of, having the space to bring the different representatives from our beautiful continent. So it gives me honor, great honor indeed, for the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research to be a partner in hosting the 19th AYGS conference. This marks the third time we are co-hosting this important gathering, reaffirming our commitment to nurturing young researchers and strengthening the African's knowledge ecosystem. Last year, we had the privilege of co-hosting this wonderful gathering in Nairobi, Kenya. And it's therefore a delight to be here. Coming down, it is indeed breathtaking. And this is a place to be. So I feel honored. Yeah, I feel honored to be here. University of Mpumalanga is really, really beautiful. At the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research, we firmly believe in the transformative power of education and mentorship. Through our collaborative programs, the Master of Research and Social Governance, Research and Public Policy, which is delivered collaboratively with 13 countries, universities across 7 African countries, and our Doctoral in Public Policy, which again is collaboratively delivered by 3 universities, University of Nairobi, University of Pretoria, and University of Ibadan. We aim to nurture talent, cultivate leadership, and empower young scholars to drive change in their communities and beyond. Our focus has always been research for public policy, leading to evidence-informed decision-making. And we also saw that yesterday, how it is important to do research for knowledge, but also to contribute to our policies and to our practice. This conference has provided a valuable platform for our students and young graduates to share their research, receive critical feedback on their work, and refine their ideas. I'm particularly proud that this year, our partnership has 3 students our 3 doctoral students. 2 of them come from University of Nairobi, and I see they are seated together. I don't know why they are doing that. They should be mixing with the rest. And we also have 1 student from University of Ibadan. And they will be presenting their work. We take this very, very important, because it's only in presenting and engaging in this scholarly community that you get your work refined. As Dr. Sobero has said, iron sharpens iron. So this is the best place to get sharpened. It's a friendly place where you get critique of your work in such a safe, friendly environment. Having said that, we have been encouraging our students to participate in these events. And I am very proud that our students have emerged as confident graduates. We have seen that in the last 2 years, our students have emerged the best presenters. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but what that has given us is the confidence that our programs are producing quality. And because of that, when our students come and compete in this environment, then we know that we are making an impact on the continent. And I look at all of you young scholars, and I see hope. I see hope because, as has already been said, our future is certain. In conclusion, I want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our co-hosts, the HSRC through AISA, the University of Mpumalanga, the National Research Foundation's Future Earth Africa Hub Leadership Center, and the DSI for their dedication in fostering the next generation of African scholars. You believe in young minds is an investment in Africa's future. As we begin this conference today, I encourage each and every one of our young scholars to approach the conference with an open mind, a spirit of learning, and a shared commitment for inclusive growth for our continent. I encourage every one of us to submit to learning. I wish you all a productive and inspiring conference ahead. Thank you very much.
Dear colleagues and guests, we have heard extraordinary messages of support, leadership, vision, commitment for the future from these 3 leading organizations. And we are very pleased about the challenge that has been put, also to bring home the stark reality of what we speak about in terms of economic development and how intellectual leadership, the knowledge economy, you as young and emerging excellent researchers for the future must and should contribute. So there are few national organizations, colleagues, let's be very frank, like the National Research Foundation and the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, who really embraces a Pan-African mode, not only of collaboration, but of funding across the continent in an inclusive way with numerous partners. That linked very closely to the extraordinary leadership role that Pascal plays on the continent and has done so for many years, really creates a strong framework for us colleagues within which to partner and within which to leverage further investment and support for us to go forward. So Mampei, Mbulelo and Pauline, thank you for that commitment. Thank you for the challenge that you've put. We are aware, and I think it creates a very positive opportunity framework, colleagues, for all of us to go forward. Please join me in thanking them again for their message. Colleagues, we are very pleased to have Professor Charles Songoro in the house. He's representing the CEO of the HSRC, Professor Mosetswa. Professor Songoro is the Deputy Executive Director of the HSRC's Developmental, Capable and Ethical State Research Division, where he leads the division's Peace and Sustainable Security Unit. He holds a PhD in Health Economics and Policy from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine of the University of London. Charles has been a Program Director of Health Economics and Systems at the well-known Aurum Institute for Health Research in Johannesburg. He's also been an Extraordinary Professor of Research at Tshwane University of Technology and currently Extraordinary Professor of Health and Economic Systems at the University of Pretoria. Professor Songoro, we are very pleased that you are here. Thank you indeed. You are welcome.
Good morning, colleagues. Thank you very much, Program Director, for those kind words. I was not expecting my CV to be shared, but I really, really appreciate that. Good morning, colleagues. Let me start by sharing the apology from our Chief Executive Officer, Professor Sarah Mosetswa, who couldn't be here today, but she really wanted to come. And when she asked me to come and represent her, and I knew it was in Mpumalanga, for the reasons said earlier, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist, and therefore I had to accept, with alacrity to say, no, yes, CEO, I'll be happy to go. So I will, I have a couple of words that she has asked me to share with you, but I have to respect really protocol. Professor Togo Maekiso, I really want to acknowledge you and also to indicate that the CEO mentioned that not so long ago there was an MOU that was signed with the University of Mpumalanga, and of course as part of actioning that MOU we are now having this very important meeting about young people. So she says it's the beginning of a process, it's not an end. This is just one of them. And similarly, I would like to obviously appreciate Prof. Aldo for everything in terms of the organization. She said I must pass my thanks to you. And also to our DSTI colleagues, Mampe, Chabo, who has just spoken. I want to acknowledge your presence here. And so is Dr. Mbulelo Ngango, our senior manager from the NRF. I really want to appreciate you. And also Pauline Ngimwa, who has just spoken. Just again to appreciate you and having you here as part of the partnership. I think, I don't know whether there's Dr. Nyanga Nyura, the Director of Future Earth, or maybe they will join, again to acknowledge you. And of course, Dr. Vusi Gumeda, I think, will join us in one of the sessions, who is the Dean of the Faculty of Economics. I think he'll be joining us as well. And to our keynote speaker, I think, who is going to connect, I think it's virtual, Professor Tolula Oni, Clinical Professor of Global Public Health. Okay, so it is really my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 19th Africa Young Graduate Scholars Conference here at the University of Mpumalanga. With the theme, I think has been said several times, enabling Africa's inclusive and sustainable development challenges and opportunities. And it is both timely and critical that we navigate the complexities of our rapidly changing world. Indeed, with the young scholars, I also have quite a passion around building capacity or building our own timber. So who else is better placed to deal with the complexities of Africa today? The changing Africa today. As we gather here today, we are reminded of the immense potential that lies within our continent, Africa. Africa is home to a vibrant and dynamic youth population whose innovative ideas and relentless drive are key to unlocking sustainable development. This conference, therefore, serves as a platform for young graduates and scholars to engage in meaningful dialogue, share groundbreaking research, and collaborate on solutions that address the pressing challenges of today. I think the earlier speakers have really made this point, and I think those points need to be emphasized, that the solutions for Africa should come from Africa. And who is better placed to do that is the young scholars, the young graduates, is those who are aspiring to be academics, to be thought leaders in the continent. Maybe just to say, as the HSRC, when we, in our 2025 or 2030 strategic plan, one of the critical strategic pillars there speaks about inclusive growth, it speaks about sustainable development. And under that is the whole issue of the Africa agenda, which my colleague, Dr. Sabelo, has actually explained to you. And why is it so important? We need to develop these regional and global partnerships for the development of Africa. And as I've said, if you are a Pan-Africanist like me, this is something that you should be able to relate to. So we have it as one of our critical pillars that we want not only to build partnerships in Africa, but the broader South-to-South cooperation. I think that's very great. If you think about the BRICS, which again brings a platform for us to contribute, and as young scholars, who you are better placed to really be part of that. So the Human Sciences is committed to fostering an environment where research and policy intersect to create impactful change. I've just had the issue of policy briefs, trying to translate research into digestible material that can be understood by those who make policies, that can be understood by those who design programs, that can be understood by those who practice whatever it is. It becomes very important. So the so what question should be at the back of our mind, even if you are doing your research and you're presenting. Please always ask yourself at the end of the day, so what? That's a very important question. So we believe that by empowering our young researchers, providing them with the necessary tools and opportunities, we can drive forward the agenda of inclusive growth and sustainable development. Through workshops and conferences like this, publications, the HSRC facilitates exchange of ideas and knowledge, encouraging researchers to push the boundaries. You have to push the boundaries of their disciplines and explore new frontiers. This commitment to innovation is underpinned by a strong emphasis on ethical research practices and a dedication of upholding the highest standards of integrity and accountability. I think this has been said many times, and we are hoping that as you present your work, we are going to see a reflection of ethical research, research with integrity, not just AI-driven research. I know you don't do that. Over the coming days, you will be immersed in a dynamic and enriching environment where you will have the opportunity to engage in a series of thought-provoking sessions and panel discussions. These engagements are meticulously designed to not only inspire and challenge you, but also to help you with the essential knowledge and skills to make significant contributions to Africa's development. I understand, she says, that you embarked on this enlightening journey yesterday, participating in various training sessions, as I've just also heard this morning. And I'm confident, therefore, that these sessions have already provided you with valuable insights and with the will be instrumental in enhancing your ability to conduct impactful research in research that informs policy. As young scholars, you stand at the forefront of innovation. I think Mompaya has already started pointing to this issue. Your ideas and research have the potential to shape the future of this continent. This conference is more than just a gathering. It is a platform for you to connect with like-minded individuals. I think the issue of networking, share your visions, collaborate on finding solutions, and collaborate on future research. So I encourage you to take full advantage of the wealth and knowledge and experience that surrounds you. Engage actively with the speakers, your peers, ask questions, challenge the conventional thinking. Remember, the future of Africa is in your hands, and your contributions are vital to progress. Let this conference be a catalyst for your growth as scholars and leaders. May it inspire you to push the boundaries of what is possible and strive for excellence in all your endeavors. Together, let us work towards a brighter, more prosperous future Africa. I would like, as I conclude, to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our partners the University of Mpumalanga, the National Research Foundation, the Future Africa Hub, and the Partnership for Africa Social and Governance Research for their unwavering support and collaboration in making this conference a reality. I also would like to extend our gratitude to our mother, we call it our mother department, Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, for always supporting us in organizing such events that have got high potential to impact Africa, South Africa and Africa's development. So as we embark on this journey to conclude together, let us remain committed to the principles of inclusivity, sustainability, innovation. Let us harness the power of our collective intellect and creativity to build a brighter future for Africa. I would like just to end by also thanking the team at the UMP and team at HSRC for the logistics, because usually sometimes these are the people that we tend to thank last, but I don't mean they are less important, for actually making it possible that we'll be able to engage physically, but also to engage virtually. So with those few words, I would really want to welcome you all, and I hope we'll have a very fruitful conference, and I wish you well. Thank you very much, Chair.
Professor Charles Hongoro, thank you very much. Can you feel the energy? Can you feel the commitment and the drive? Charles, you inspire us, but you've also created quite an extraordinary and insightful framework of the research that we are speaking of. That is what this is about. What is capacity without the research, but also what is the research without that enabling environment to advance it? And I think the base question we must always ask ourselves is, why do we do research? Is it just to be advanced? Is it to make an impact? It is to make a contribution. And I think it is a combination of all of those, and Charles, you framed it really well. Thank you also for the very kind well wishes from your CEO, who we love, I can say, and who's really a driving force in South Africa and the continent. Professor Charles Hongoro, thank you very much.